was sitting here thinking, I guess I better put this out. When you been attacked, when you been attacked, get off this cow killing my back. When you get attacked, when you getting attacked every day, for me, I think it's a chosen one thing. I think it was meant to be to make us strong and activate us or whatever. I don't know. That's what everybody's saying, y'all. But if I was to have to lean on the flesh, if I was to have to say it through the flesh, I would say it's a group of witches and warlocks all across the world that came together in a pyramid flow. And they captured a bunch of high vibrational people. And they've been ciphering energy and killing folk over time. Because it's like, if I was to talk from the flesh, I wouldn't talk from the flesh. I can't go by the flesh, but I'm telling you, just because I'm telling you this, don't take this to the bank because I don't go by the flesh. Because if I go by the flesh, I'd have been dead by now, probably. I gotta go by the spiritual. But if I went by the flesh, that's what's going on. And it's like these people chose to live low vibrational lives, but they want to keep lovers. They need to keep money. They need to keep entertainment. They need to keep creativity. So they figured out how to trap high vibrational, high vibrational people and steal their blessings somehow. Serious magic. But you know, one thing I noticed about black magic, especially, that it comes from somewhere. It's not really like you can't say it. It's just like group activities, technical difficulties. That's why people say hell and heaven is on earth because they kind of figure out where all the darkness coming from. But see, the problem is with that is Satan is basically a replica. Satan always try to emulate God. So everything you see here, it's like everything computers could do, God could do. Feel what I'm saying? Everything um, Satan could do, of course God could do it, but everything a machine can do, God could do. God don't need a machine to do it. See what I'm saying? So, anyway, it's too deep to be talking about. But anyway, it's like they grab these people, and they've been doing this for a long time. And ain't no telling how many people died from this. I have friends, and well, I ain't gonna say lovers. I ain't never had no lover, but I have friends that come up, female and male friends that come up, and they say, they'll look at me. They used to. They look at me. Why you ain't dead? And I be like, why would you say that? And I be like, that's because they part of all this. Now, right now, I ain't talking about that because they got this movie. I don't know what this is. I be glad when it's over with and out the way. Ooh, wait. My God. I don't know what this is. It's a nuisance. It ain't worth talking about. It ain't worth giving energy to. Um, but that ain't what I'm talking about. Outside of all this craziness that started in 2020, I'm talking about like things that been going on my whole life. And I noticed it ain't for me, it's for the people who, well, because for them to come up to me and say that they've been killing people doing this, they've been killing people, y'all. And they started from babies, started when they were babies. So some of these people probably died at 10 years old, 20 years old, you know. Many probably died before 21 years old, especially like that little saying they got for the hood. when they started saying black people, a lot of blacks died before 21, and before, or if they don't die, they go to prison by 21. My God, y'all. When they said that, for a person like me, that just told me that my people gave up and they sold us out. Cause I'm in the hood, I'm in the streets. It ain't like they dying because it's street wars. They dying because some organization, I'm gonna explain that too. Some organization set up these people to kill each other. Or they just pay somebody. They'll pay somebody. They'll be like, man, we'll make your family straight if you be a suicide bomber. And some of these people be hurting so bad and they love their kids so much, they're willing to sacrifice it all. And, the oppressors know that. You know, at that time, I could say oppressors because even I was oppressed because I was in the street. If you're in the street, you're oppressed, man. If you're doing illegal stuff, you're oppressed because you feel like you're forced to do something that you wouldn't normally do. That's why these new kids, these new age kids, that's just doing it because they feel like it's cool. Not cool, bro. Um, um, it's cooler to me to create. It's cooler to me to be. I was born in chaos. Y'all ain't nothing cool about the street, man. Ain't nothing cool about being nasty. Ain't nothing cool about sleeping. I don't care what you got going on, how you got it going on. You could be the display of all displays. It don't matter. I was in jail with a man one time, but I knew, nah, I ain't gonna tell this story. I'll tell it another time. I'll tell it another time because this ain't the day for it. But, anyway, um, ain't nothing cool about it though. It ain't nothing cool about it because you're always looking over your shoulder. You have to worry about contamination in every aspect of form. It just ain't nothing new. But anyway, back to the story. Back to what I'm trying to tell you that's gonna benefit y'all out there that's going through this. So I realized, and everybody keeps saying masonry is this and that. It's actually all of my thing. I think it's in every organization. I think it's like it's a triangle. It's like you can't blame them all. It's like it's bad and good and everything. It's like these organizations, like I showed y'all in that book, they lined up, but it's like it's people within these organizations that forms these external groups, and they use that. And so it's like a pyramid within a pyramid. You see what I'm saying? They use this whole you can obviously tell, okay, these are the good ones. They ain't bothered with nobody. My grandpa was a great mason. My grandpa was a mason. He was a good person, man. My grandpa was a good person. He got a community, and he would offset. The projects was ours too at the time. He would take people, put it was him and two other people here. It wasn't just him. And they got a community. And they would put people in the projects. And when people learn how to build and grow and not attack people, because low vibrational people would attack you for no reason, so they stayed in the projects basically. And this stuff that's probably written, don't nobody know this. You know what I'm saying? I just learned this working with my grandpa. So they're not disciplined. They kind of rough, and they know it. And now, at this time, they knew it. They knew they were bad. They didn't want to do. They didn't want to take out the slop. They didn't want to feed the pigs. They didn't want to take out the. They didn't want. Okay, what you? the slop is trash. Pigs eat anything. That's why you shouldn't eat pork, really. I say. Um, um, so they take out the trash. You take out these people. We go around and we at the time we had clotheslines. They had clothesline. Everybody had clotheslines out here, even people that had homes. We had clotheslines. So what we would do is, and we had like one. We had this area down the road where we had a dumpster, but you can only take certain trash out to the dumpsters. So we would get up 4 in the morning, me and my grandpa, and that's why I got to start back on the bed early. If I gotta get up 4 in the morning, 'cause I gotta get up 4 in the morning. Cause the jack, cause all these attacks and everything going on, I gotta be up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and be before the sunshine. And I ain't getting there, staying up drawing. I might start going to bed early. But anyway, plus they throwing magic. Plus they throwing magic bad on me, y'all. But I'll tell you that. We'll get to that. This is gonna be kind of long, man. But y'all need to know this for y'all say. But anyway, so we had these street line. Listen to this, people, young black people. Y'all need to listen to it. Some of y'all older ones too, cause y'all probably never had to do this kind of stuff. But it was like my grandpa got this community. And I said it wasn't just him, but I'm gonna just say my grandpa because I can't speak for everybody else. I don't deal with everybody else. And then they always got a problem when I even think about saying other people's name. So I would give your family the benefits of the name. I mean, yeah, but since y'all always got a problem, it ain't never good with y'all. If I say those people's name, you're gonna say, why you say their name? And if I don't say their name, you're gonna say it wasn't just his grandpa. Well, I deal with that part. It wasn't just my grandpa. I ain't got time to pet your ego. You ain't gonna, you ain't stepping to me. You ain't gonna say it to my face. I ain't got time to pet your ego. So you just stay on over there with that. But anyway, it's like these power lines. It's like clothes hangers. So on these clothes hangers, when people cook and all this stuff, you basically had to separate your trash. You had to separate your trash. So you have a recycle bin. You had the recycles. Recycle bins always been here. They actually started fading out, really. You got your recycle bin, and you got your slop buckets, and you got these big dumpsters that you throw regular trash in. So you had like 3 different trash. So me and my grandpa would go around, and when you take all your slop, you put them in the bucket and you hang them on this clothesline. And we would take as much stuff as possible that was considered trash and give it to the pigs because they'll eat anything. And what we couldn't, um, we give it to, we throw it in regular trash, we throw it in the dumpsters. We did this every morning. And then we had to go see if we had cattle and stuff like that, cows, we had to go check on them. But I don't remember really doing stuff like that much. So my grandpa had all that, but I didn't really go with him. I can't remember really. I know we had it though. But we had gardens, check on the garden. You get on, check on the gardens and stuff like that. So I'm telling y'all, this is stuff you're supposed to do. All that living. I don't know how y'all made it so long. I don't know how y'all made it so far and so long, just buying stuff. And my grandpa would tell me these stories. He'll say he said it always happens. So, and it's happening now. We just don't notice it. And he would tell me that it's a time that comes where you gotta plant all your sides for your food in your garden. You have to do this. And I'm gonna prove it to y'all why we had to do this. I'm gonna show the whole world why we had to do this. And I'm gonna wonder why y'all stop doing this. The hell wrong with y'all out there? Well, America anyway. Something ain't right. But anyway, you garden off these places, and you gotta plant you have to plant your size. You can't just be lazy. That's from doing drugs and stuff. All this external stuff y'all got going on that's really not a man. It's taking up the energy that you need. It was giving you energy. And I started measuring energy from drugs. That's how I was able to quit. You think you're getting energy. And yeah, you might be able to make a lot of music. And yeah, you might be able to make a lot of music. And you might be able to whatever else, build so much or whatever. But you can't you function like you used to. You're not able to go in the garden like you was. You're not able to see about your kids like you was. You're able to talk to your friends more and really piss off time, talk to your friends more and do curricular activities with your friends, but you're not able to spend that energy. You utilize it without knowing it. You you don't utilize you don't wasted the energy that you normally put in your wife or your husband and your kids into. You just that drug tricked you. What I'm trying to say, the drug just took all your energy and gave it to you in one swoop, and you think you getting energy. You didn't get no energy. That's what I'm trying to say. So anyway, we go to the farm land. We do that, and we come back home by 6:30. I gotta get ready for school, and this was every day, Monday through Friday. You know, and no Monday through Saturday. I might have did it every day of the week. At least throw it out the slop. I think that might have been just throwing out the slop. Yeah, that's it. We did it Monday through Friday, but you had to do the slop. You had to go around and get the slop every day. So this kept us from being connected with the city. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to come through and give us trash. They didn't come through here with trash trucks. We didn't have nothing to do with the city. Now y'all see what I'm saying is that's why I said it might be kind of long. See, that cut us off from them. So they only had so much input to say to us. Otherwise, we had complete and utter control over the community. So with the projects, when people in the projects started getting disciplined enough, my grandpa would like give them so much land. They would have a little place to stay, give them a little land, and they would have a place to stay. That's what these little houses were for. But they don't do that no more. They quit taking care of each other a long time ago. But it would give them places to stay, and they'll help out with the land. When they go from the projects to the land, they will help out with the land because they starting to be responsible. They ain't just sitting up and not talking about folk and looking and judging people. They actually trying to support the community now. So they get blessed with a little piece of land and a little house on it. And a little teepee house, you know what I'm saying, whatever you want to call it. But they ain't in the projects no more, you know. And that's how it works. So if you learn to be disciplined in the project, then you just keep offsetting. And before you know it, everybody that you knew in the projects and in the project, almost just a new group of people in the project. That's how that's how we alternated all that out. It's like it goes around. So it was like people wasn't meant to stay in the project. You go into the projects till you learn how to stop being uh, um, an adolescent, stop being immature, stop being irrelevant, start being relevant, and stop being irrelevant. Stop gossip, stop trying to hurt your people, stop trying to get out of your anger, because it's all anger. Get out of your emotions. You learn to be disciplined. As you see this process, you really learn to be disciplined. People don't see that no more, so they stop, you know. All right, then, okay. You do that, and so that's how that go. So now I can go back to what I was saying about they doing this magic. So when they got in here, when they finally infiltrated and got it back where they wanted it, and they worked on us again. That's why we separated the first time. When my grandpa taught me, hold on, there's one thing my grandpa was saying. Oh yeah, he said when you don't do that, I was gonna prove that before I got out of this garden and this agricultural stuff. So what happened was, thank you, Grandpa. What happened happened was he said you had to grow your vegetables. He said if we didn't grow our vegetables, we would overeat the products in the store, and they would have to resort to other means of uh, food like GMO. GMO was actually something that was easily prevented as long as the humans knew how to properly take care of themselves. And this is where you understand how to be actual, upright person. This is where you learn how to be a good child of God. This is what a discipline really at, y'all. This is what I say. Ain't nothing you if you really look at what really supposed to be going on. Ain't none of us doing that, and that's a problem. So my grandpa was like, this right here prevented them from taking these extra measures of these unnecessary measures. Well, they necessary now, but um, it kept them from getting GMO. It kept them from doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that stuff could have always been. It's just to spread out food, and it's done got spread it out so much. It's really hardly no nutrients even in the food. So it's almost pointless to even eat food. Even if somebody says this is baked chicken, this is baked fish, it don't matter, really. You know what I'm saying? Well, with fish, I don't know, but the fish in the coral reefs is not doing good. We're doing too much fishing, you know, in the coral reefs, and that's what's messing up the water. Because the coral reefs and the water, all this stuff is in perfect synchronicity to each other, and it all works together. And we're not working like we think we are. And then a lot of us is overworked at factories, overworked at this. We feel like we ain't got no choice now where it's set up. But my grandpa told me this is how it was. This is what prevented GMO. If you think about what I'm telling you. So the stores would be able to keep up with, the stores got something they would keep up with, and they would tell the people, like at City Hall and stuff like that, we still had to go to the meeting, and they would tell the people, okay, we got to start this. There's some word for it. And what it is that everybody will have to start planting their own size, and then they just go to the store to get their meat. And that helps a lot because what happened is that people stop eating meat for a season instead of going to the stores. And I guess they start feeling better and feeling good. So actually for a season, people just eat their own vegetables and stuff like that. And that's what kept everybody healthy. That's why obesity wasn't so broad back then as it is today. We're not straight away, so far away, but it ain't too late to turn back though. It's never too late. But so after we did all that, then I went home, sister boo boo, went to school. So back to the story what I was telling y'all about these organizations. So they corrupt already. They was already corrupt. Like I said, it wasn't them. This is what that good part right there, I learned that's the part my grandpa taught me. That's what a good Mason would teach you. You see what I'm saying? This is what any of them organizations, the good part would teach you. But of course it's organization and they teach each other the secret stuff. And it's the dark ones that start a pyramid outside of a pyramid, and that's caught up in the prostitution, that's caught up in all this very low vibrational stuff, and they realize the natural order of things. Because when you do drugs and when you get out here and you sleep with different DNA and wrong DNA, they realize that they're not getting the level. You get accordingly to what you give. And if it wasn't for these groups, external groups, they wouldn't be able to have lovers. Because the energy doesn't work like that, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it don't work like that. And I learned this from being able to grow up with my grandpa when we were external from the city. So I know I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I know before school. I know blessings are here. Lovers are here. All that is here. Somebody's literally alternated the energy, period, for a lot of us. It ain't just racism. Can't be. It's impossible. It's impossible to just be racism because they got us all going in this direction. It ain't just black people not doing these structural floor plans like I just said. None, we learned it from the white folks. So they've been getting themselves. You feel what I'm saying? You've been doing it to yourselves and any other nationality for that matter. Well, I can't say that because me and my ex-wife, we did a study on other countries, and they still somewhat sort of do this. They still do this. They preserve their fruits and vegetables, and they got the markets out there. Yeah, it might be, I don't know. It might be just America, I don't know. We're the youngest country in the world. I think we know more than everybody else. But besides all that, so what happened is that the external pyramid, they basically stole people blessings. All right, now I can prove it. Let's say it's a humble person on drugs, and let's say it's a humble person that's a prostitute. They're not participating in all this stuff. They know about it, but they don't talk about it. They keep it to themselves, and they just know that they're wrong, and they accept it for what it is. Okay, they be on drugs, and you watch them, even though you treat them like crap. They're your family member. Even though you treat them like crap, they really do have a choice. They can join these groups and tie you up, or they can just understand that they got a problem. Okay, now these are the two I'm talking about: a prostitute and an addict. Both of these people got a problem, but they genuine about their problem, and they know they got a problem. They're not trying to harm nobody to help their problem, to save their problem. They just stand in their own energy. So you watch these two, and they damaging they pineal glands with what they doing to themselves. Both of them, the addict and the prostitute, because the prostitute is doing it through DNA swapping. So the DNA itself is tearing her up because it's distorting the pineal glands because the spiritual warfare or him up, the spiritual warfare that's going on inside of her. In other words, okay, how does spiritual warfare look? The spiritual warfare looks like you always arguing and can't control these thoughts in your head. You going, the what you had to do with such and such last night. What you seen happen to such and such the other night, and what you feel gonna happen to you any other night. You know what I'm saying? You just the spirit is leaking. It's leaking, but you got a spiritual warfare because you got this DNA inside of you that's not supposed to, terrorism DNA inside you that's not supposed to be there, so you're leaking. Boom. But you're taking it like a woman or a man. And it's got you to the point where you can't focus. And since you are distorted like that, no more lovers is coming to you. No more opportunities is coming to you. And you basically gotta you basically gotta steal money. Well, that's for I'm talking about the prostitute. You basically, yeah, same thing though. You basically gotta steal money or beg for money, or you gotta do things that you do not want to do just for the little money you do get. So you you messed up pretty bad. And the same for the addict. The same thing for the addict. The addict is distorting the pineal glands is gone. God noticed it because God noticed it. Crest chakra. Now we can look at the inner chakras, which are vitally important. Meditation is vitally important. Them little silly videos y'all getting on here talking about meditations of the devil. I don't know. Look, listen, y'all. When we get out, when the chosen one get out on YouTube, y'all need to get out at 3D, or y'all gonna have to move over, cause we ain't gonna that low vibrational stuff right there. Got to go. It got to go, cause I know you trying to call out the dark, but we can't do it like that no more. Cause right now everybody elevating, the light and the dark is elevating, and that vibration is too low. So if you out there and you calling meditation of the devil, we're gonna have to do something with y'all. We're gonna have to put you. We're gonna have to build a little pyramid to put you in it. Cause you just not. You fail to evolve. You don't want to evolve. But anyway, for these two people right here, they distorted, And so the pineal gland, then we can go to the chakras, the inner chakras, because it's in us too. The world is in us, everything is inside of. So, okay, you got your crest chakra. Okay, you got your crest chakra, Christ chakra, and this is distorted, right? Crest chakra before you get to the crown chakra, before you get to God. You gotta get to the crest chakra, the crown chakra. Jesus is stopping you. What I'm trying to tell you. See how they look? Jesus is stopping you. Jesus saying you can't go no farther. So that's why all y'all who stole my stuff, it really don't matter if I do this test or not. Y'all gonna lose regardless, but I gotta do this test and stuff just to keep my money or something. So I got to do with finances somehow. Because something, it ain't not the test itself, it's something internal. It's an internal war. And it's like, somehow I done been in these positions now on a smaller scale. That's why I can explain it to y'all now, because it's going the same way that it always have go. But this time I expanded it to the world. But normally I just expanded to the hood. And I saw it happen on a smaller scale. And I will always get out of these positions. But I always have to start back working from the bottom because my family will somehow keep me trapped and steal my money. But I will always have to start back from the bottom, go back to work. And they would always come and tell me, you can go to work now, they'll sabotage my stuff and everything. And I'd be out of work for about 2 years. Not saying that they were wrong for doing it. I think it was that chosen one thing, keeping me from moving forward. But I don't know if they were wrong. I think it was just that chosen one test thing, you know. They were like, that say, okay, well, you can go to work now. Then everything had to be normal. So for 2 years, I can go to work and build up myself. I build up myself. No, for 5 years, I go to work, build up myself. And then next thing you know, they'll put me back in this situation. And I lose everything again and have to start all over. Been going on my whole life. I don't know what it was. But I think it was because it's chosen and stuff or something like that. Special keys or something. Experiments or something. I don't know. I really don't even care, neither. But anyway, and I say that in a healthy way. I don't care now because I'm humble about everything, and I can take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not on my knees, even though I know somebody trying to keep me on my knees, trying to keep me in the mud. I'm still standing on my feet. That's what I mean. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of things, though, y'all. That's the way things supposed to function, and it have to go that way. There's no right way around it. I know they're trying to build machines, but you don't need to build machines for this kind of disciplinary act because it's a necessity for God to see us do, just so that we can learn how to be our own men and women. You build stuff to help us, to make it more interesting and intriguing. But just to do something to take somebody's job away, then what they gonna work? What they gonna do? You know? But cause that's a part we ain't got to yet, and we can't get to that yet until we all elevate to that. Cause we done fell off so bad. We don't know how to do for ourselves no more. But so that's how it go with the energy shift. So these two people that I'm pointing at right now, they chose they chose to deal with their problem on their own, and you watched them, and you probably treated them like crap. And you see, but what you seeing and what you are witnessing is they stop basically getting blessings. They still get blessings, but they gonna have to. The way they getting blessings now is to the point where they know it. They gotta quit, slow down, taper off, sex or drugs. And the more they do, they start getting stuff. They know this, cause I saw them. I watched it myself. Prostitutes who say I'm gonna clean up. They always got this one person they can go to, and they'll say I'm cleaning up my life. I'm straightening up my life, and there's that one person to take them in and help them straighten up their life, and they'll start straightening up their life. Then more people start taking them in. Then these other friends they used to have call them that shouldn't be calling them. That's that test run, and they'll go out with them friends one time too many and be right back where they left off at. So that's God helping them. That's the blessing that they be. You see what I'm saying? All right, now let's go here to the other guy, the drug addict. Same rules apply. Same thing. So they are getting blessed. It was like somebody stood back and realized these. I mean, but somebody stood back and realized the same thing I'm telling y'all, and they grouped up these people. These people got a choice to join these organizations and say, well, you ain't got to struggle like that. We could just take. They take from the person that's helping them, like this person, these two people that's helping these two people. That's always they'll sacrifice them, and then just go on down the line. You see that? I mean, it might not be like that, but I'm close enough to where I can explain it like this, so you can get the gist of it. And that's how good people start. That's where you get the movie Get Out. So we gotta fix this problem because it's gonna be epidemic on a catastrophic scale for the whole world. It's gonna be detrimental to the whole world if this don't stop. It gotta stop. It ain't got no choice. Because you're trying to put the power in people's hands that won't work for themselves. That ain't gonna work. We already see what's going on. But that's how it is, y'all. So this is why these people, and every day it's like 10 people. It's a bunch of them now. It's like I call them little earths. I got like 3 people that's always, they got groups and they attacking people every day. And if I don't get up at 4 in the morning, I gotta get up. I gotta start going to bed at 11 at least, so I can get up at 4:30 in the morning. If I don't get up, them attacks coming. Cause it's like the jacket is sleep. I don't know if the jacket is sleep while I'm asleep, but something be off. And then I gotta get up, and then the jacket gotta play catch up, basically. And that's why I say I look at it in the spiritual. See, I'm going back to the spiritual. I don't live in the physical. I just showed you how it is in the physical, so y'all can learn about it in the physical. But I'm beyond the physical. I can do the physical, but living in the spiritual. I can do the physical with my eyes closed. I'm beyond the physical. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and but on the physical level, that's what's going on. That's it. And we gotta stop it, man. Because I know I'm getting attacked. Like if I sleep, especially on this couch, you know what I'm saying? It's like whoever watching me through these cameras, when I throw that chair away, you know what I'm saying? They make sure the family don't help me. And I stay in a bad situation. So I can't get no help. If they know this chair hurting my back, they gonna keep me on this chair because it's hurting my back. You know what I'm saying? It's always little nitpicky stuff they do. It's all group organization stuff, but it ain't the main people though. It's the offset branch. It's the wickedness of those people doing it. They're trying to get a check, trying to get easy money. You can't get paid for that. So basically, when you look at it, you look at it like low vibrational people who got really intelligent, and they said something's not blessing us, and they probably realized it was God, and they said, well, we'll take everybody else's blessing. We'll group up and do these experiments on them. And that's why God says it's finna be new programs. He finna alleviate the old program. Because as you can see, that's how I know this stuff. We all supposed to be noticing this and alleviating because it don't work no more. Only way these programs can work on you if you let it. They trying it by force, but we gotta stand up and fight back. No, you know what I'm saying? You can't do this no more. You can't do this no more. We're not gonna let you do this anymore. Don't care nothing about you because they ain't got no justice with them. They lost their justice. They lost God. Ain't nothing backing them up, y'all. It's just tools, and that ain't gonna work. They ain't never won a war. It's a great book. It's a book. It's a book that was written. I can't remember it, but a lot of group organizations teach it. You can buy anybody can buy the book, and it teaches how the colonials or somebody kept going to war with a certain group of people, and they kept losing. And they didn't know why they kept losing. They had more tech, they had better stuff, everything they had over the people, but they kept losing this war no matter what. So finally, they became friends with the people they went to war with, and they said, "How y'all kept beating us?" And then people taught them about God. Said, "We won because we got God, y'all don't."